So yesterday we have discussed about angular displacement, angular velocity, angular acceleration, relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. So today we will move towards a new point, that is uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion. Name itself tells us uniform circular motion. The circular motion which is going on with a constant speed, with uniform speed. Okay, so what is the definition of uniform circular motion? Uniform circular motion is a motion in which a velocity, speed of a particle remains same, is called as uniform circular motion. Your angular velocity of the particle is always constant. So this motion is called as uniform circular motion. But even though it is having a constant velocity, it is accelerated motion. Why? As velocity is constant. So what is acceleration? Change of velocity with respect to time. Here velocity is constant, velocity is not changing. So acceleration should be 0. But then too, here there is an acceleration. So why it is accelerated? Let us see. Consider a particle which is moving, performing the circular motion in anti-clockwise direction. Let omega be its angular velocity with which it is moving. And as it is moving, so at every point, when you want to find the velocity, linear velocity, we have to draw a perpendicular to it, a tangent to it. So I have drawn it, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, etc. Now if you see here, yesterday we have derived the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. What is the relation? V is equal to R into omega. Now V is equal to R into omega. If you see, there is a product of radius vector and angular velocity. Product of radius vector and angular velocity. So magnitude of linear velocity is constant. Magnitude of linear velocity is constant. But the direction goes on changing. As it is moving, the direction goes on changing. So what is the definition of acceleration? Change in velocity. And velocity changes when it either magnitude changes or its direction changes, or both the things are changing. Now here magnitude is same, but direction goes on changing. So there is change in the velocity. So as there is change in the velocity, there is acceleration in a body. So when body is moving in the circular motion with a constant speed, in uniform circular motion, the body is accelerated. Uniform circular motion is accelerated motion. Why it is accelerated motion? Because there is change in the direction of the linear velocity. There is change in direction of linear velocity. As direction changes, so there is an acceleration. So we say that uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. Now next point is non-uniform circular motion. Non-uniform circular motion, the name itself tells us what is non-uniform circular motion. Non-uniform circular motion, the speed, angular velocity does not remain same. It changes. It changes. So such kind of the motion is called as non-uniform circular motion. For example, when we switch on the fan, that time the blades of fan, the tip of blade of fan are at rest. When we switch it on, that time slowly it start gaining its speed. Slowly it start gaining its speed. So here the speed changes from 0 to the maximum value. Okay, so here such kind of motion is non-uniform circular motion. Or similarly, when we switch it off, that time it stops. It does not stop suddenly. Slowly it comes to rest. It has a maximum speed, and slowly its speed decreases and become rest. So such kind of the motion is non-uniform circular motion. Now, as we are learning about the circular motion, body is performing circular motion. So when there is a motion in the body, something needs to be applied on it. Certain force should be acted on it, so that then and only then the body will move. Otherwise there will be no any movement. Okay. So here, in body to perform a circular motion, there is also a requirement of a certain force, and that force is nothing but a centripetal force. That force is nothing but centripetal force. Now what is centripetal force? It is a force which is acting along the radius, and directed towards the center. It is directed towards the center. That force is called nothing but a centripetal force. What is centripetal force? A force acting along the radius and directed towards the center is called as centripetal force. Okay. So when a body is moving in the circular motion, the centripetal force is necessary. It is must be given to the body, then and only then the body will perform circular motion. If centripetal force is not given, body will not perform the circular motion. Okay? Then it is a real force and it acts in an inertial frame of reference. Okay, in vector form, if you see the formula of it, so we get mv square by r into r cap. It is a vector notation of it. Similarly, we have m r omega square. Just substitute here v equal to r omega. So what you get? R square omega square upon r get cancelled. So you get m r omega square. Okay. Now next force is centrifugal force. While traveling through the bus, if a driver takes a U-turn, suppose it is turning toward left, then the passengers are tilted toward right. Okay. So we experience certain kind of the force. That force which we experience, to balance the force, such kind of the force is called as the centrifugal force. Okay, so the force that is acting along the radius, and directed away from the center. It is directed away from the center. Such force is called as centrifugal force. So there is slight difference in the definition of centripetal and centrifugal force. What is the difference? Force acting along the radius. This statement is same. Directed towards the center. And directed away from center. Directed towards center and directed away from center. It is a pseudo force. It is false force. Okay. We just experience it. We just feel it. Okay. Then it acts in non-inertial frame of reference. We already have studied what is inertial frame of reference and non-inertial frame of reference. And in vector form, if you see, both the formulas are same, only there is a change in the sign due to the direction. Because it is towards the center, it is away from center. So here it is minus sign and here it is plus sign. Many times this distinguish is asked between centripetal force and centrifugal force. So these 4 points are necessary to be written in the distinguish. The numericals based on angular displacement, angular velocity. So first numerical from the given notes. First, what is the question? A turntable rotate at 100 revolution per minute. Calculate its angular speed in radian per second and degree per second. Okay, so what is given? Revolutions are given. Frequency of revolution is given. So I have written n. Frequency of revolution is 100 rpm. It is revolution per minute. While solving the sum, always we have to convert this rpm into rps. Okay. So 1 minute contains 60 seconds. So divide it by 60. So when you divide it by 60, you get 10 by 6. 100 upon 60, 0, 0 cancel. 10 upon 6. If you divide further, you get 5 upon 3. Okay. Now what we have to find? Angular speed in radian per second and angular speed in degree per second. Okay. So angular speed, that is nothing but angular velocity. What is formula for angular velocity? Omega. And we have seen the formula for it. What? Omega is equal to 2 pi upon t, or omega is equal to 2 pi n. If we have the time period t, then we use this formula. If we have the frequency n, then we use this formula. So put the values. So 2 into value of pi, that is 3.14, into frequency, that is pi upon 3. When we solve it, we get 10.467 rad per second. Okay. Now we have to convert it into degree per second. So radian per second, when we want to convert radian into degree, we have to multiply it by 180 upon pi. So I have written the formula, that is 2 pi n into 180 upon pi. Pi got cancelled. What remained? 2 n into 180. So 2 into 5 upon 3 into 180. If you simplify, we get 600 degree per second. So this is angular velocity in degree per second. Then next example. Find an angular velocity and angular displacement of second hand in 5 seconds. We have to calculate the angular speed of second hand of a clock in 5 seconds. Okay. So here time period. Total time required by second hand to complete one rotation is nothing but 60 seconds. So T, capital T is nothing but equal to 60 seconds. Okay, and it has displaced for how much second? 5 seconds. So time taken for displacement is 5 seconds. Now what we have to calculate? Angular velocity and angular displacement. We have the formula for angular velocity. What is the formula for angular velocity? 2 pi upon t, where t is time period of revolution. Okay. So what is time period of revolution? 60. Just put here 2 into 3.14 upon 60. If you simplify, you get 2 into 0.0523. Okay. If further you find it. Okay. Next, we have to calculate angular displacement, that is theta. What is the formula for angular velocity? Omega. Omega is equal to angular displacement upon time. So theta is equal to omega into t. Just take this t that side, we get omega into t. And if you multiply with it, we get theta is equal to 0.523 radians.